A lot of fans, anyways, would like to see Mike Pinball Clemons more hands-on with the Argos. I mean, I'm sure if they had their say, they'd like to see you maybe even coaching. But in whatever capacity, is it possible that Mike Pinball Clemons might be more day-to-day, hands-on involved with the Argos going into next season than you are right now?
Yeah. Probably not. And, you know, I absolutely love it. But I did it for 20 years, and I've just got other goals in life. So the number one reason I stopped coaching is my kids. There's a saying, every successful man is not a successful father, but every successful father is a successful man. And it's something that I'm very serious about. You know, with the success we had, we could have gone on, and you know, people say you got 68 wins and you're 40 years old. You know, you could go on and maybe make it into, you know, be a Hall of Famer as a coach. But I have a greater desire to be in the Dad's Hall of Fame than the Coach's Hall of Fame. I love this game and have given it so much of me and who I am, and it's given me so much more in return. But there's also some other things I want to accomplish from both the business and community perspective. I always be an Argo. It'll always be a part of my blood. And there may be a day where I return to more of a day-to-day capacity, a more hands-on capacity. And you know, I think there's a part of me that desires that. But this is, right now, is not the season for it. So I don't see anything like that happening in the short term.
Final question with Mike Pinball Clemons. Mike, I've heard you speak to a group of kids. You're one of the best speakers I've heard. I mean, you can mesmerize a hungry den of lions. That's how good you are. With that in mind, I'm not asking for anything mesmerizing, but you know, it was a tough couple of years for the Argos. We talked about that, but you know, just generically speaking, a lot of folks go through adversity because of the economy through no fault of their own. I've had a little personal taste of that myself, but it's obviously a nationwide, it's a worldwide situation. And because you are one of the best at speaking with people, I know you're a man of God, you're a deep believer. What would you say to folks about going through tough times and surviving adversity, whatever the adversity is?
The biggest thing is that you're bigger than your circumstances. My mom herself was a single parent, and we grew up down in Florida in the projects. Her mom died when she was 5 years old. 2 years later, her grandmother died of complications from tuberculosis, so she then went to live with her great-grandmother, who went blind around the time I was born. And she never made excuses. I think she knew excuses are like belly buttons. Everyone's got one, and none are any good. So we don't make excuses. Just buckle down. There's a quote that comes to mind, I think, that embodies her spirit and the way she lived, and that is, our circumstances are responsible for who we are, but you're responsible for who you become. And so whatever circumstance it is understand that you're bigger than your circumstances. In the neighborhood that I grew up in, there was always a reason, that you could always make an excuse. You could always point to something to say that I'm disadvantaged, right? But those who didn't make it, those who struggled, their circumstances were always bigger than them. Those who made it out of that situation, who live a better life today, they were always bigger than their circumstances. And that, for me, that's the real key, is to understand that you are bigger than your circumstances. 10% of life is what happens to you. The 90% is how you deal with it. Shakespeare said it like this. He said, prosperity conceals genius, adversity reveals it. Adversity is just an opportunity to show your genius.
Wow.
Be brilliant, people.
That's well stated, and what a way to end the conversation. Mike, you've always been a gentleman. You've always helped me out. Thanks for being our first guest on LateNightVampire.com. It's been an absolute pleasure to listen to you.
Storminnorman, my pleasure. All right. You're the best, man.
If I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget the world?